camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I'll never stop believing. My glass is half full. I still sink my teeth in, 'cause this life is beautiful, and I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. I will make tonight a night one you won't forget. Lights, camera, action. You only got one shot. Fatal attraction. I wanna be on top. Lights, camera, action. You gotta make it count. Anticipation is taking over me. You know I'm on a mission with a twinkle in my eye. I'm gonna have you wishing that you were in my life, with cherry on my lips and glitter on my eyes. I'm never gonna stop until I see the sunrise. Lights, camera, action. You only got one shot. Fatal attraction. I wanna be on top. Lights, camera, action. You gotta make it count. Anticipation is taking over me. Got one shot. Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action.
You lit me up as the sun went down. Now my search is over, over, over. Wherever it takes me, my world will be complete. 'Cause I've been going crazy, but now I've landed on my feet. 'Cause now I found my lucky star. Found my lucky star. Found my lucky star. Right here in the shadows, follow me. Forget all your troubles and trust me. We'll do it together in harmony. Let it go and set your mind free. You lit me up as the sun went down. Now my search is over, over, over. Wherever it takes me, my world will be complete. 'Cause I've been going crazy, but now I've landed on my feet. 'Cause now I found my lucky star. Found my lucky star.
Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. I'll never stop believing. My glass is half full. I still sink my teeth in, 'cause this life is beautiful. And I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. I will make tonight a night, one you won't forget. Lights, camera, action. You only got one shot. Fatal attraction. I wanna be on top. Lights, camera, action. You gotta make it count. Anticipation is taking over now. I know I'm on a mission with a twinkle in my eye. I'm gonna have you wishing that you were in my life, with cherry on my lips and glitter on my eyes. I'm never gonna stop until I see the sunrise. Lights, camera, action. You only got one shot. Fatal attraction. I wanna be on top. Lights, camera, action. You gotta make it count. Anticipation is taking over now. Got one shot. Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action.
I can't help myself, and I really wanna show you that I wanna get to know you. Believe what I told you, and I can't help myself. When I look into your eyes, I see you don't wanna fight it. There's no need to stop trying, because I'll never give up on you, even if that's what you want me to do. Give me a chance, 'cause I know I can prove. Baby, the last thing I want is to lose you. And I can feel the pain inside of us. And I know I can change for your love. Oh baby, I don't mind, 'cause your love's so hard to find. I wanna make it right. Every last bit of my heart I give to you. Yeah, we can call it a second chance for love, and I know I need every single moment with you, 'cause I finally found the one that makes me feel at home. And so I'll never give up on you, even if that's what you want me to do. Give me a chance, 'cause I know I can prove can fall into my arms. Yeah, I promise I can change for your love. Oh baby, I don't mind, 'cause your love's so hard to find.
I was down to the wire. You took me on by surprise. There was summer inside. Now I can think of a time that I wasn't sober. We're on a high life and the seasons don't mind. You keep me warm on a cold, long winter night. You always know where to go, where to spend our time together. Don't mind wherever we
This is it. This is the finals for EMEA Masters 2025 Summer Split. My name is Ashan Amai. I'll be your host. I'm together with Trouble, Edagon joining in, and eventually Aesthetics will also join in. We don't have a lot of time because players want to go on stage. It's the best of 5. How are we feeling?
Feeling great. I don't know if people
I
can
think
hear.
you're muted.
Am I muted? There's no way.
Somehow.
The mic's on. I mean,
My microphone is on. Apparently people can hear me.
You're chilling,
and I hope they can hear the ultras behind us as well because there's so many KC fans in this arena.
How are you feeling, Edagon?
that's bloody brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, the amount of people is just bonkers. This is my first real full stadium, and I'm really excited.
You're gonna feel it because the blue wall is right behind us. You can see like the flags and everything over there. And as you can see that, well, we're celebrating the fact that KC came into the finals. And how they got here? Let's show you with the bracket. This is it. You have to join us on this ride. As you look into this one, it was a crazy ride. KC Blue and Heretics 3-0, 3-0 for the semis. What can we say?
Man, that was that. Let's say it how it is, right? The top side of the bracket that KCB came through was the rough side of the bracket. 4 out of 4 LFL teams in playoffs. 3 of them on the tops of the bracket. TCL #1 tops of the bracket. Los Ratones tops of the bracket. It was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's really funny as well. Down in the bot side, you had the German Prime League gauntlet run for Heretics, and I think both sides were just kind of rolls. I think both teams, KC Blue and Los Heretics, did really, really well in just stomping anyone that went their way.
Well, KC Blue is ready for the finals, and we're not even going to see how it went because we have the possibility and the blessing of bringing 3XA with us onto this one.
Who are we kicking out?
Oh, hell yeah.
3XA, he's joining in. Yeah, I'll see you soon, Edagon.
You go bring him.
This is one of those blessings where we get to talk to the player right before they go on stage to play. Let me just try to give it some space for them
A little
to join
scuff,
in.
but we love
Don't
scuff.
worry.
There you go.
This
You
is
can put
League
that
of
on.
Legends. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, I can hear you. You can hear him.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I hear you guys.
Welcome to the venue. Carmen Blue behind you. Have the blue wall as well. First feeling.
No pressure, man.
I mean, my whole family is here, so...
Wait, really?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they are taking pictures of me actually now. But, yeah, I'm really happy, but it's kind of weird because I feel no pressure.
Really?
Yeah.
As comfortable as you could.
Yeah, because I'm French and I'm in France. So.
Okay, apart from you being French and being in France and having all the fans behind you, this is also kind of like a proving scenario for, you know, the LEC, back into ERLs, KC picks you up. How did that feel?
I mean, at the beginning, I was not sure, right, if I would outperform everyone like kind of Samdi did, right, in ERL. But I think from this tournament and from the whole year, I'm pretty, like, proud of myself. And I think this final is what I need to be like completely sure 100% that I'm the best in ERL, so yeah.
And you've been talking constantly about that. You're going to show them, you're going to teach them. Man, Rin is like up for the treat as you've been talking on the social media. But let me ask you something. You expected Los Heretics on the finals, didn't you? Because apparently, from what I got info, you've been screaming versus Los Heretics the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we screamed the whole year. I think there was times where we were stomping them, and then they stomp us, and then it's kind of even. And I think I just knew from the bracket and how it was going that they would be the one in finals. I knew we would beat Los Ratones, for example, pretty easily. And
Pretty easily, okay.
I'm really happy that I'm facing Rin, actually, because I think it's like, there was always this rivalry, even like to join KCB, I think it was kind of between him and me. So yeah, it goes way back, so I'm just happy. And I want to prove to him that I'm better than him. That's it.
So if I could, last question, because you have to get on the stage. What is going to be the score at the end of the day? You can be honest, okay? Full honesty right now.
I don't know, but I just know we will be better.
Man, this guy's confident. Okay, thank you so much for this. Best of luck
Thank
with
you.
the
Thank you.
rift.
Good luck.
I'll see you soon. And there you go.
Bring our analyst back in.
Yeah, we bring the analyst. I think he's going to join in. Unless... No, we got Douglas. Yeah, join in us. Join in. There you go. This is a
We
special
have
surprise.
more? That's right.
Yes. Join.
There you go. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello,
how you
hello.
feeling?
Well, I'm feeling kinda
Nervous?
now bad because, as can you see, the background is
There's a lot
Pretty
of
blue. Pretty blue. It's very blue.
a lot of people. Yeah, I think today's night is gonna be very challenging. So we are looking forward.
What do you think is going to be the most challenging part of this series for you guys?
Maybe the noise.
Right, they're going to be... You have the ultras right in front of them. So how can you fight this?
I guess we just wanna get into the game and just lock in. You know, that's our goal for today.
Douglas, you talked about redemption in the video that we saw. Obviously, joining the LEC, no one doubted you're one of the big talents in the ERL scenes. Didn't go as planned for you, landed back into the ERLs. 3XA the same, Kaiser the same. There's just so many players on that scene that are fighting to reprove themselves. How does that feel for you?
I mean, I think it feels good to battle for the spot, right? And about the new changes upcoming for the next year, I think it gives even more like will to
Motivation?
Yes, motivation. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, so we are more motivated for tonight's game for sure.
Final question so you can go on stage. Sneak peek, what's the end score? I know it's hard, but you got to give it to me. Come on, everybody's watching.
I like it to be 3-0 or even 0-3, but because it's stage game, I hope it's gonna be banger 5 maps.
Five-game banger.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean
love
last
it.
time Heretics was in the finals, it was a
Like
five-game banger.
also they brought the Fearless right this year, so I think
that's it.
everybody wants to see 5 maps and
5 maps.
maybe some cooks into the drafts.
Hey, best of luck. I wish you the best on that one. You can go. I'll see you soon on the stage.
You're
You can
throwing
pick
him
it
out?
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're throwing you
Thank
out.
Thank you so much for
Good
this
luck.
one. Best of luck, my man. Good luck. As we bring Aragon back into this one, I know production was talking to me, but I was listening to him as well. So if you can recap what you said before we move forward.
Welcome, Aragon.
So, as we got here,
Thank
we're
you for
talking
joining
about
us.
KC Blue and we're talking about Los Aesthetics. Los Aesthetics already did it.
Lost hysterics?
Los Aesthetics already did it. But let's talk about the history from KC Blue. I was talking that about on stage. They could do the 5th one, by the way, EMEA Masters. This is a big, big wall for them.
I mean, let's be honest, they are the winningest org when it comes to ERLs, whether domestically or nationally around the ERL systems and the EMEA Masters. The only team to ever hold 4 titles, the only team to ever hold the back-to-back-to-back and trying to make it 5.
Look, I missed that entire interview. I'm going to assume they just trash-talked each other.
Nope.
No.
No, they were
respectful.
very respectful.
They've been screaming each other
Oh,
for
they're
the
so
entire
polite.
year, so they know each other. That's the big thing. I was talking to the casters and they were saying that 3XA was talking about that. They know each other like
yeah?
brothers. They expected each other to be here at the final. And we talk about history on KC Blue. We need to talk about history on Los Heretics. It's different. And I still recall the 2022 run they did on Summer, really important for them to also pick up the EMEA Masters and then their spot at LEC, but also home turf, it's their ground. And 2024 has been a big one until now.
Yeah, and honestly, like the past few years, it feels like Los Heretics' results, they've always been tapering between the quarters and then the semis. Only ever from 8th to 3rd to 4th, never really from the finals. So it feels like this is a really good return to form generally this year, I think.
I'm actually remembering back to that EMEA 2022 summer round. That was the Jack Spectra team, right?
Yeah.
With Bluerzor.
Wow. Yeah.
Both really incredible players. Jack Spectra then making it into the LEC. This Heretics team back then had to beat 2 LFL giants. It was LDLC and BDS before they joined the LEC, right?
Wow.
And it went all the way to 5 games with both of these teams to take the title.
I still remember Noah actually tackled me on stage and everything.
Was it that one? It was that one.
The one. That was the big one. Good old memories. Hope you're doing fine. I think she's casting
She
this one
was
as
here
well.
on for the LGC finals. She was around, yeah?
So maybe. But I hope she's casting back at home. But talking about giants, I want to look into the jungle. Let's break it down now. Let's talk about the players themselves. It's Yukino, which I think is a crazy individual and really hard to predict versus Douglas, who has to bring a lot into Los Heretics.
I mean, kind of just first blooding every game recently. I think you can look at Yukino and actually say, has this guy been the best performing player at this EMEA Masters? What do you guys think? I think it actually could,
Yukino?
You could maybe make the argument that he's just the best. I see maybe you have a different take, Trouble?
We might beg to differ. I'd say he's one of the most flashy ones.
Okay.
And especially when you look into his champion pool as well compared to Douglas, they've got a lot of champions that are in the center, that
Look
are
at
shared,
this.
right? And that doesn't mean that Yukino doesn't play the Vi or the Nafiri. He just hasn't had to bring him out because KCB have been so dominant. They haven't necessarily had to show too many picks.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is when you look at either of these players, especially Yukino, but also Douglas, whenever you're consistently outplaying a whole team in terms of micro at this level, it really speaks to how well you play different situations. And that level of micro consistently over many, many games is extremely hard to achieve. I think that's generally what you want to look at when you look at eye tests, is how well do people play different fights and situations. And if they're consistently outplaying opponents just through micro alone, it's really impressive.
And you've been talking about the dominance coming in from KC Blue and the way they play. And I think the lanes have been so dominant that allow Yukino to be as crazy as he is, if you agree with me, which leads to the solo kills he has been able to achieve.
7 as a jungler?
7
You guys,
solo.
that's insane.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Solo kills don't get 7 kills throughout an entire season a lot of the times, right? But this guy just finds kills on his own.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I think of solo kills now, I think back to the Lost Returners series, and he just walks into the enemy jungle, bonk, you know.
On Velia, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we don't talk about those.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, listen, it's not just the solo kills, though. But like I was saying, every single situation, this EQ, you know, I was particularly fond of, just catching off Velia after Nemesis and Reckless takes the portal out to outplay the situation, which didn't look good for KC Blue. It never looked good, but he just outplays it every time.
And I feel like Yukino is like one of the more aggressive players that we have in general in the league. And a lot of people will pose the question, okay, so if it's Douglas versus Yukino, Yukino versus Douglas, they play the same champions, they're both very aggressive.
Yeah.
What truly differentiates them from one another other than the experience, right? And I feel like for Yukino, I love how you set it up, Arsham, because you said his lanes allow him to play that more solo queue type of style where he's going to enter enemy jungle and get kills on his own.
You know what I like?
Yeah.
I like it when junglers have really good micro. Because this role, you know, it doesn't really test your micro that much, like compared to other roles. But when a jungler has good micro, it throws me back to the likes of the LPL junglers.
Insect?
You know, like players in the LPL, like, you know, you got Tien and, you know, Kanavi, we don't talk about today. The outplays that they do in terms of micro is just super, super good. And you get on the Zed, we showed the clips. Really good.
And his personality is actually shining that. I saw him walking on stage.
Yeah.
And I
He's
went
cocky.
to him.
Was he happy?
He's cocky.
Yukino, I'm a big fan. How are you feeling about today? He just looks at me. I'm going to win. I'm going to smash it. See ya.
Oh.
And
He's
he just
cocky.
laughed. I'm like,
Oh, my Lord.
okay. But he's facing a wall as well. I think Douglas is someone that provides so much towards his team. How does he play? Because on one side, solo kills, yes. But look at that. Kill percentage 79.8. That's massive.
Yeah, I mean, Lost Heretics live and die by Douglas' sword, I want to say at this point. Yes, they are both very aggressive, but they're so damn different in the way that they play the game. If we can play the clips that we prepared for you, Douglas is primarily a jungler that will play the more farming carry junglers, but will play for his team, and primarily he chooses to play towards the bot side of the map.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, very often in these games, you will see him just full clear down to bot side or force kind of plays down in bot after his bot lane sets up kills, maybe on good wave states and so on. I think they're very, very good at playing towards bot lane. Him and Kaiser together, they're a duo, right? They're definitely a duo that likes to like connect and make plays together with champs that have CC. And yeah, you're seeing in these clips right here, just ganks towards bot.
And that is an important part. I agree 100% with what you said. Douglas is going to enable what is probably one of the most important lanes for Lost Heretics to take this.
Absolutely, and I feel like right here in this clip also Kaiser and Rin really set up the situation for Douglas from the wraparound, reset, come through bot lane and dive. But I feel like this is the difference between the two junglers, right? One of them has really strong lanes, which is Yukino, plays a little bit more selfishly. Douglas, if he doesn't play for his team, I feel like sometimes his team kind of falls apart.
Sometimes I think Douglas is a bit of an inter too. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Sometimes Douglas, he'll just, I said this last time in the semis, but sometimes Douglas, guys, he just goes for crab and dies because his lanes don't have prio and he's not respecting it. He's a bit like Blabber. You know, in NA, he will just go for crab. If he doesn't have mid-pry, he dies. It is what it is. They have to follow Douglas to the death. Otherwise, they're just going to lose every situation.
So as we talk about the junglers, and I like the idea that we're talking about both teams at the same time, but one of the highlights, I think, it's Piero. I think you like to talk about Piero, which is a big, big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we do have a few B-rolls special for Piero and for you to explain us how he plays.
So I think the big thing here is just to highlight how important it is in terms of the matchup right here. What you're seeing on your screen is a melee support matchup versus a double range matchup. And Piero's going to be really annoying because his AD carry has been forced to recall already. And this should be a very losing lane for Piero. And what he does is he consistently stops Crowny's recalls. And this is going to mean that Crowny on this double range lane that's supposed to be winning is going to take a really, really late recall. And it's super, super frustrating. If you ever saw this from Crowny's POV, he was actually actively sighing super loudly. And you can see 3xA, he's back now. He's going to be in lane. And what's going to happen is Crowny's actually going to be hostaged. And the point of this clip overall is just to showcase that Pierre is kind of a rat. Right? He will just win the lane for you because his individual prowess is so good for canceling recalls and finding opportunities like this in terms of the 2v2 that they just found a way to win lane in an unwinnable lane.
We're about to go. We still have a few minutes, don't worry. We have about 10 minutes before the stage is taken over by the players themselves. And these two teams fighting one more time, a best of 5 to see who's the best during summer. Because it's also important for them moving into next year. We all know about that. When we put both of them face to face, what is the line you think we should actually bring up? I would vote on the mid lane. I think those two bring a lot of the same champions. Aggression, I think we need to put that as a head-to-head, no?
I'd say so too. I'm a bit always going to be biased to top lane because I really think Trayson... Okay, listen. Trayson...
Preach.
I think Trayson's fantastic. I think Trayson's ceiling is so high because he's just... Again, I look at micro a lot, and I really think that Trayson, in terms of laning prowess, is super, super good. Now, of course, Mainta's very fantastic as well, but I think that the ceiling potential of Trayson, you know, he could be one of the superstars of Europe going forward.
You say ceiling, but currently that ceiling is not there.
Not quite, but there's a lot of good signs. You know, like there's a lot of like framework where he's consistently doing really well in lane and winning lane. That can only get better. And yeah.
Now, some who have proved what they can actually do in pretty big stages. I think it's Mercy and Slowq.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mercy has sort of like slid under the radar until he joined Los Heretics and until he made his deep run at EMEA Masters. The really fun part about them two is that they have a very similar champion pool, I want to say. But the funny thing is that between them, Slowq is the more slow guy who's very dominating in lane, and then he can play side lane, whilst Mercy doesn't necessarily care too much about lane. He will play around Douglas and his plays, which is what shows you right there that he might fall behind just a little bit in lane, but overall he will join more plays.
No, I think when I think of Mercy 9, actually, the best champion that I thought he had from iTest's point of view was actually the Cassiopeia. I think Mercy 9's Cassiopeia, if he pulls out a cast this series, I think he's going to 1v9 on it because it's definitely his best champion.
Okay, Trouble, hear me out. We did NLC 2022. We did Slowq. He was with us playing. When you see like Mercy 9 with LeBlanc, the Akali shared, Slowq has run away from those champions,
There's a few champions missing right there. The Yasuo is missing, the Sylas is missing. So Yasuo, Sylas, Yone, Akali, LeBlanc. You want Zeka, baby? We have Zeka at home, and that's Slowq.
And you know he's going to be able to pull it out at any point anyway, right? Because he's so proficient on it. You know he's going to be, even if he hasn't played it yet, he's definitely going to be able to pull it out in like a game 4 or 5.
That's the thing that they're not expecting out of a sudden. You see the LeBlanc coming in from Slowq. You see the Akali, those aggressive champions. But mostly he's going to play a little bit slow at the start, right?
But the funny thing is that Slowq has not had necessarily to pull majority of those champions because he's kind of followed the trajectory of Cream that's now on top of esports, where he started as an assassin guy, super good at those aggro champions that love to dive. Then moving on to KC, he learned the ways and the Azirs and the ways of the control mages, which I feel like he's fantastic at.
We're just getting some important information. The players are getting ready to jump onto the stage. Don't worry, we still have a little bit. Yeah, and so am I. I'm going to disappear, and Aesthetics is going to take my place. Sorry for that. It's a different Jake from the previous Jake of the Jake we had.
Really? Do we have to?
You like him. You went to lunch with him. With that in mind, though, okay, I only have 1 minute left with you guys. What are predictions? And we have to be honest, okay? I don't want the viewers to get the wrong idea of what you predict. When we get into the game, I agree, we want 5 games, we want bangers, we want the fearless draft.
But realistically, what do we think?
Realistically, slap it.
3-0. I think it's just straight up 3-0 for KC Blue. I think they're on another level. They're the best team in the Euros right now.
Okay, Triple.
I feel like there's 2 possible scenarios. It's either a 3-0 for KCB or it's a 3-2 for Heretics. Same trajectory as 2022 summer.
But I gotta bring up the fact that when you look back, everything is blue.
Everything is blue.
And that's going to be scary if you're playing for Spain. But another thing I've seen on stage as well is when the team from home is losing, the audience goes quiet, and that could be a boost for Spain.
I mean, you don't really realize until you get to Paris and you walk around like a venue, how many KC jerseys are. It's like a culture here. I had no idea, honestly, just the amount of them. The support they have is crazy.
Douglas said it as well, right? The biggest problem today is going to be the noise.
It's like, oh, I'm at a restaurant. Oh, there's a KC jersey. All right. It's like,
we were walking yesterday at Paris Games Week. It was like, oh, socks from KC Blue.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring the socks, but I can't be biased. With that in mind, I want to take my leave as I wait for the Aesthetics to join, and then good luck. For all of you you at home.
Dear Lord.
Good luck. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a
Yeah.
banger. Just enjoy this live event. EMEA Masters Finals 2025 Summer Split. This is on. Take it.
Take it. It's gone. We've done so many switcheroos today.
We have.
We may as well be magicians, but it's actually really funny
Oh
because
my word.
we were talking a lot about the way that it works in stadiums, and the last time there was KCB in a stadium, it was 2023 Summer Finals versus Movistar Koi back then, in the arena in Montpellier, and KCB claimed their 4th title.
That
so
was before my time in terms of a
so
gas.
I want to say that when they've got them behind them,
Yeah.
they usually don't lose. Welcome.
Welcome on board.
I got lightly touched by Artrom
He's
on the
lost.
way out.
Someone, oh God.
I'm okay. I'm here. It is shaping up behind me. The cowbell guy's here, by the way.
Is
Yep.
he?
The
The G2 guy?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, audience can't see, but he's somewhere. He's out in the crowd, actually, in the stems. Thank you very much, cameraman. And I know as we hype this one up and get close, and as Artrom gets closer to the stage,
Oh, there he is.
look at him. Hey, hey, hey.
What an absolute legend.
You know,
man.
the rumor is he's never changed out of that outfit. He's
Oh,
been
yeah?
like that since like summer finals.
You know what? He was actually here for the LGC finals as well.
Really?
Absolute trooper.
Does he
Oh,
go
my
to every event?
He must.
Oh,
To be fair, G2 Hell was playing in the LGC finals. If he doesn't go to a G2 match, where is he gonna go, right?
Now, as I impromptly, I should say, joined you guys, where were you at? Who were
Where
you
were we
hyping
at?
up? I heard you hyping up slow Q, and you were talking about mid lane as well.
We're talking about how you walk around a corner and you see a Calist jersey in the middle of Paris.
True. They're
Yeah.
everywhere, hey?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy
That's
the
where we were
support
at.
that's been coming out for the French fans. I've seen like 1 or 2 Heretics jerseys throughout, and that's kind of about it. But, you know, with the interesting points of mid lane out of the way, what have we not covered? What have
We
you guys
also
not
have
covered?
to say the bitter truth, right? This is what KC fans have right now. It was a rough year for the LEC, and this is the finals that
Yeah.
everyone's been waiting to watch, right? These are the roots. This is where they started from. This is where they dominated, and they're looking to reclaim.
I mean, they should do, right? Because, again, KC Blue, they were just
That
showing
was
on the
rough.
French broadcast, when they have gotten to the finals, when they've gotten to the full length, they have actually won it out.
Yep.
In the past couple of years, I think it's 3, 4, 5 years even.
It was to say, no KC, no party.
And it's right, isn't it? Because they have been the legacy organization
Yep.
in the EMEA Masters. They have been the front runners, and for a reason, they have a big fan base. There's a lot of power to go with it. Heretics on the other side. I think for Heretics, like even though they've become a household name for the Spaniards, they're going up against a massive hill, especially when you look and compare rosters.
I think I agree
worried.
with Trouble. I agree with Trouble. It's like the year's been rough. And it would be great to have a really big and good series because,
Yep.
God, that's loud, man. But I was there watching Fnatic stomp KC like the main team.
Yep.
You know, Oscar and solo killing counter have cooldown. So just having this win, I think, would be great for the community.
Who are your players to watch today? You've already obviously gone through it's scripted
I mean, it has to
points
be
of-
jungle. It has to be jungle. I feel like they both kind of live and die by their jungler sword. And look what's happening in the arena. I don't know if this is coming through the microphone, but it's incredible. So many flags. The blue wall is here.
All right, I just came back from Beijing. This is louder.
Yeah, really?
It's
louder
this
from
is
Beijing?
louder. This is louder than Beijing. No, Beijing's not louder than this, bro.
Really?
This is like 5, 10, 20 decibels more. I mean, it's crazy. You're right to look at jungle Trouble. I feel like jungle matchup when you have Douglas on Heretics, like that's got to
Yeah.
be their strength. And I feel like watching back the semi-final, the way they destroyed Unicorns of
Oh, yeah.
Unicorns of Love. I'm not going to put the sex edition in, even though I just said it. The jungle
It
was
wasn't a
having-
very sex edition on that one.
It wasn't unfortunate, but they already had a miracle run. I think they
True.
can be happy with how far they
Yeah.
went. But
I think redemption for Douglas is a really big one, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, we were there last year, right? We were casting. He got dropped on Vitality, and now he's maybe going to win EMEA Masters.
all three of us saw the rise of Douglas and kind of the fall
and
at the same
I feel
time,
like
right?
a lot of people felt hard done by losing Douglas because, you know, in hindsight, Douglas was performing really well, right?
Yeah.
And they just dropped him. So I'm sure this means a lot to him as well.
And it's funny as well that Linsus ended up, coming back on the roster.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, Douglas also got to prove a point against the French fans. It's so freaking loud.
My ears!
We're not even in the game.
That's right.
You know, what we got to get done is we got to get an interregional match between Brazil and Paris.
No. Between K-pop fans and Brazilian fans.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
Enjoy them as we're also close to getting our players entrance in as well. It's going to be incredible. A Heretics team that a lot claim has not been tried enough, going only through the Prime League teams. A KCB who's as dominant as we've ever seen them in the ERLs, the winningest org in EU when it comes to ERLs. Falling from grace, not making the Worlds, now trying to reclaim a trophy.
Let's see if they can win another final as we're about to get to play a walkout here with Artron leading the charge.
Bonjour à tout le monde! How you doing, Paris? Are you ready? Welcome to the finals of EMEA Masters 2025 Summer Split. This is it. One more best of 5. On one side, Carmine Court Blue already has 4 of them, looking for the 5th. On the other side is for Spain to try and do what they did back in 2022 summer. One more option, one more chance, one more best of 5. The players are ready to walk on stage. Are you ready, Paris? Make some noise to get them on stage. Come on, let's do it! On the top side, the one who doesn't know defeat versus an immovable wall, Mayton and Tracy! Violence incarnated versus a controlled jungler. Yukino versus Douglas! They play the same champions. They're looking for this destination. Make some noise for Q and Mercy! One is looking to dominate, the other to prove himself. Make some noise for 3XI and Red! On the bot lane, trying to step into the LEC versus an ex-LEC player himself. Make some noise for Piero and Kaiser! Paris, let me ask you something. On m'a dit que vous êtes le meilleur public du monde. Alors, prouvez-le. Que je sente le nom de Paris trembler. Faites un bruit! Looking for the trip to Paris. They're gonna be going on the KCB.
2025 season was pretty long for us. We've had many up and downs, but I believe that it doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish.
Last year it didn't went as it's planned, so this year I'm looking for a redemption, and I'm looking forward to win it this time.
Mon pote Douglas, ta dernière finale elle s'est mal passée et là t'es de retour en France contre la Carmine. C'est notre terrain, je pense que t'es pas prêt pour la frappe de Seattle.
I feel like Heretics is one of the easier opponents we can play, like especially on the stage. Their gameplay is pretty weak compared to ours. We're kind of playing against ourselves instead of playing against enemies.
Both teams obviously want to win the trophy to make it to LEC, but I'm the only one who actually won it all and knows what it takes to make it there.
We're gonna play in front of their fan base, and winning against them is gonna feel really good. I like being underdog because I like beating the odds.
가이즈는 약간 ERL 서포트들 중에서 상위권 서포트이긴 한데 우리는 그 상대는 뭐 어떻게 하는지 우리 보티오는 알아서 우리만 제대로 한다면.
It's my last journey with KC. I have been here for 2 years, and the finish on the loose would be like disaster, right?
Je pense qu'Exa il est un peu délié. Il a déjà eu sa chance en LEC, mais maintenant c'est à moi d'y aller.
Je vais juste écraser mec, et tu vas te rendre compte du gap qui est entre nous deux.
This tournament is really important to
I
us.
want to win the EMEA.
Yeah,
as well.
going Storm is fine.
I will take the EMEA Masters. So
We are for sure better.
Our time has come, and we are ready to make history.
Well, the support is unreal in the arena as KC Blue look to start this off with a bang, and Heretics during the teaser getting booed as you'd expect, but it's all in the love of the sport as it is completely blue out there anyway.
First of all, huge props to production. There were so many fantastic Easter eggs in this video that they made. First of all, Yukino tossing the plastic into the trash.
That's a good one.
And then in the end, Mainter with a Seiken pose.
The homage.
The guy who holds the most titles in this tournament today.
Such a storied org, man. I mean, so many titles. I think we're lining up for a banger. I really, really do. I hope it goes to 5 games.
I mean, you'd hope so as well. With the names on the list, we've already talked about it a little bit as well. It's not just the titles that have come through, it's also the LEC experience.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember at the end of today, they're also fighting for a spot in LEC 2026. People forget about that, but Lost Returns have already secured their spot. It is the winner of the EMEA Masters Championship here today, which will get that invaluable experience and return some of these players to the bigger stage than this.
What's the color? This arena wholeheartedly answered blue.
It's not even just that, right? It's the whole of winter and almost a chance to get to first stand. 8 chance. It's a big opportunity.
So many players looking to reclaim a place
Yeah.
among
I
the
don't know how you can
best,
hear yourself
right?
talk, Trouble. I don't know how you can think right now.
So that's louder than China, huh?
Loud.
That's louder than a world's crowd.
I mean, that's what I said in Beijing.
They are a good crowd.
That
You can't-
crowd was loud, right? With Chinese teams, with T1 especially. But nothing beats a Parisian holiday, and I mean that in the best way, right? I'm not talking about G2. I'm talking about this experience here, invaluable. We're just waiting to get into pick and ban. And remember as well, for this, we've seen so much on Worlds. We've got so much experience from the EMEA Masters semi-finals. The picks rather are looking the same. And it does feel like, again, in this Fearless draft, in this Fearless best of 5, that game one's going to be so important to getting a lead. Bit of a cop-out, but seems very true with Fearless these days.
Mind you, we have not yet seen KCB truly get pushed to a game 5
One
in
game long.
Fearless.
It's just 3-0s, 3-1s, 3-0s, 3-1s.
Yep.
I mean, how many games have they dropped this tournament?
In knockouts, it's been 1.
Yep.
For Heretics, it's been 2, though, so it is also fair to say that Heretics also haven't really been pushed in the dynamics of Fearless drafting.
I mean, we've seen how crazy they get at Worlds. What did we see? T1 pull out, Mel Mundo rotation. We haven't seen these teams go
Seraphine
to 4-5.
Ash.
Exactly. It just getting to that late stages. It'd be really, really cool to see what the coaches can cook up.
So what's on top of your list? Things like Talia, Orianna,
Yeah.
Rise we know is big. What's its high for you
Talia,
guys?
Rise, trades. I mean, that's standard at Worlds, but when we're in this competition with players like Slowq, there are new answers that don't get pulled out at Worlds. For example, if a team goes Talia, Slowq likes to go Hui. You know, same into Rise because of that outrange, and that's his comfort. I think we won't get the stock standard meta but we'll get like a funky return, like version of it.
Okay, I might be, I don't know what it's called, a broken record when you repeat yourself. I'm looking at Jarvan, I'm looking at Wukong, I'm looking at Pantheon, anything that can be a fire starter in the early game, and a lot of the facilitating picks that you mentioned, the mid lane, right? The Ryze, the Talia, things that can set up for those champions to actually cause a lot of havoc in the early game.
Anything mid jungle, man. Anything with a little bit schizo, you know? Like, I think Yukino, I think his best champ's Jarvan. I don't know about what you guys think, but I think his best champ by far in a way.
I mean, Jamada is losing it somewhere out there, even thinking about a B1 Jarvan. Oh, wow. The whole crowd lifting.
It's like the
lights from the cards.
Like candlelight. Yeah. What we have in Australia is like.
What's crazy is these like light shows are unprompted, and they just have these chants that they already know.
We need to level up. I think the
crowds suck. These crowds are insane.
That's all right, guys. Aragon just got cancelled. But it is true. We need the West, or we're in the West. English crowds need to level up.
He's right.
We need drums. Trumpet, like even trumpet guy in the Spaniard crowd in Madrid was crazy.
Okay, unpopular opinion, the Vuvuzela was great.
The Vuvuzela was crazy.
Maybe we can bring it back for esports crowds as well. As we're waiting slowly but surely to get into our first pick and ban of the day. Full 5, best of 5 series, full fearless. A lot on the line, a lot of players who are looking to prove things to one another.
I just want everyone to know there's a really interesting player on KC Blue I want to highlight. I didn't really get to do it that much.
Only one? Oh, right.
Just specifically, I think Piero is insane. If you don't know, his name is Piero, but he's Korean.
He's kind of like Peter.
It's like Peter. He played on DRX Challengers. He was in the LCKCL, and he actually won, if I remember correctly.
It's looking like we're in draft. I don't know. I'm peeking. I'm peeking from here. It looks like we're in draft.
Just keep your eye on Piero. I think this guy's really, really good.
Okay, well, it looks like Big Band is about to start. We're already seeing it on their screen. Our boy's going to be absolutely cooked whether it's a 3-0, 3-1,
there we go.
And finally, we're in. Okay, let's talk about it again, because pocket picks are already off the board. The Rumble, the first start here, might imply it's going to be a tank response from Heretics, as we were talking about some of the jungle's trouble that was on you, and the Xin Zhao's the first to go.
Xin Zhao being banned together with Syndra on left side, to me screams B1 Jarvan.
It could be. I also think Wukong is pretty decent as a B1, especially since like Xin Zhao offers some disengage. When I look at a Syndra ban, I think of the Syndra champions that Syndra likes to play into, so Talia, Ryze, which get enabled with this Syndra ban. So maybe looking at that for like a kind of B1 for KC Blue.
Absolutely. Now, Wukong banned right here for Heretics. I feel like it kind of opens up the Jarvan as kind of like the sole S-tier aggro jungler that we usually see at internationals.
Yeah, I think Jarvan's really, really OP. The problem with going in like an early Jarvan is that...
and it's a card game.
Yeah, there's answers, right? You can go Lee Sin drafts, you can go Poppy drafts into Jarvan, so I think it can be a bit scary, but Corki B1, pretty strong champion.
When was the last time we saw Corki B1 in game 1?
It's been a while, I think, since the nerfs to Corki's damage. I think he's pretty good, so I'm not a hater. Zed hover instantly, that can't be right. I look at the AD carries that are available. Kai'Sa's pretty good. But they're just gonna slam the mid jungle. We said both these teams, mid jungle is really important for both these teams.
Absolutely.
The way they like to play. Ryze, lots of setup for the Kiana to land a combo. I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely. And we talked a lot about Douglas playing a lot with his team, the mid jungle duo. The jungle bot lane synergy, a lot of engage jumps from Kai'Sa, such as the Rakan, which is fantastic here to enable Douglas onto this Kiana.
Yeah, so slow Q into the Ryze likes champions like Hui. I think Hui Jarvan's a great duo that they can take into it unless they want to drop mid, because slow Q has a lot of picks, but I think they could really, really go for that if they want to. Alternatively, you know.
But, I mean, look, just quickly touching back on what we were talking about in draft, or at least beforehand. Again, Yukino Comfort, what we've seen the level ganks early. I mean, he just gets first blood all the time. We know that for a fact as well. So when you've got comfort on both sides, a really nice way to start feelers off here when jungle is such an important role in the current meta.
You know how comfort Yukino is on J4? J4's not good into Kiana. Kiana's too much mobility. It's an annoying matchup. He's picked it into the Kiana because it's good into Ryze, despite having not a great matchup in and of itself. And there's the way for slow Q. His go-to answer into things like the Talia and the Ryze, and you have a great mid-jungle 2v2 on both sides.
I love the response right here. Honestly, we don't talk a lot about hovers, but if that Kai'Sa actually gets locked in, I do like it as a response. She does suffer a lot into the Corki lanes, right? So you'd need something like potentially a Nico to kind of free the push into the Corki. But I just love the approach. Like, we can't reach the Corki or the Hui, so what we can do initially is just dive onto them.
Yeah, for sure they're going to make a dive comp triple. I completely agree. I think also now we could look for some answers into the Nico being banned to set that up on R4. Things like the Karma, which is often picked into the Nico, could be looked to ban.
What do you guys think of a Poppy angle here? I feel like Poppy priority when you have Kaiser in the game, when you have Kiana. Even on the other side as well against the Corki, it feels like a very facilitating answer that maybe Kaiser could pick up here, that maybe we could get as a response in top lane as well. Decent against tanks.
There it is. Hey, you called it, Jake. Instantly Poppy banned because it denies the dive comp and all the dashes that you are going to have on Heretics because you are drafting that dive. Champions like Ambessa also get set up from this.
I think this primarily sets up for Kaiser Rakan. It's one of his most known champions in the LEC.
Good call
he
out.
won LEC on this champion. He's known for this champion. His flanks, his mid-game fights, the way he sets up works fantastically with Kaiser as well, right? The whole IG Kaiser Rakan skin line came from that duo in 2019.
The Rakan mobility would be good into the Jarvan as well. The only problem I have is Rakan, Kaiser as a duo is very weak early. Like, these champions take a long time to scale.
True.
So whilst you do scale extremely well, you're going to have a problem where you probably have to swap Kaiser top lane.
Also, there's things like Nico up and available as well.
I
So
think,
if we're
I
talking
think
about
Nico
lane
would be the
bullies,
best.
yeah, because that would split the ranks a little bit for Heretics, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So for Heretics on R4, I'd potentially look for the Nico if it's open. The only problem, again, is that Karma pick, so maybe we see a ban towards it. However, no, we have seen the Cassante. Now, Renekton often gets set up by a Cassante ban. And again, Ambessa being banned away. Have you just noticed there's no real tank shred on the side of KC Blue? I think Sion's pretty broken.
I kind of felt like the Poppy and Cassante bans were towards picking the Ambessa kind of blind, right? Even though you don't like it when Renekton is open, right? The Alice is going to get locked in instead right here for Kaiser. And again, if there is more of a ranged matchup, even if not, the Corki does beat the Kai'Sa in that 2 versus 2 scenario. So I feel like the bot lane right here for Heretics is going to suffer anyway.
There's a Sion. I think Sion's really OP. I think they could have considered, Heretics could have considered picking Sion on R4 here. They prioritized the Alistar very, very heavily. I wonder now, if you just go Braum into the Alistar and now the whole game is suffering for Heretics, I think Braum would be fantastic into the dive comp Heretics, and then you have a really, really winning lane. I'm not sure how Heretics navigate a Braum pick.
Yeah, you think Braum. So Braum is the Achilles heel as well.
I really think so for KC Blue. I think it's fantastic. I don't know how you play this game anymore.
Okay.
I think Heretics are diving into the Braum, and lane is impossible.
So it takes off things like the Ornn. It also takes away a lot of projectile spamming champions. And I'm trying to think about what this comp does. Right now, there's a lot of dive. There are a lot of projectiles with it. Aatrox to fix to get the lane matchup. But what are your thoughts,
I feel like we saw something very similar today. Worlds, guys. Top esports versus T1. That Braum Sion, if you build too much armor, if you've got a lot of champions that can build a lot of armor, the Kiana, Aatrox, Kai'Sa are going to suffer later on. They're divers. They're looking to get into the backline, one-shot you. And if they can't have the ability to do that, you kind of get chased down.
I think, however, the Aatrox R5 it does save the draft a little bit, right? Like, you have a bunch of melees on the side of KC Blue. You get a bit of tenacity on Trayson's Aatrox right here. I like the R5. I think it's creative. And you're gonna be a big team fighter at later on. I think Heretics draft, though, it takes a bit more skill.
It does, and that's a problem. That's a problem as well when we're coming into this and saying KC Blue are favorites simply because of their roster, their lineup, how they came through quarters. Because even before that, round of 16 quarters, then semis, you look at KC Blue and you say, well, they've got a draft that may be easy to execute, right? The tools are there, and currently in a fearless meta, in a game one, that looks like a stock standard draft.
But you know how often you see drafts where it's because what's happening right now is that you have 3 pushing lanes and a stronger early jungle for KC Blue. I think they're gonna roll Heretics this game.
Well, if it comes down to draft, that's one thing. But in an arena where everyone's shouting the enemy team's name, maybe Heretics have a little bit more to go. We're about to get into game number 1 as I'm getting shouted something in my ear. I can't hear anything because France is loud and it has really good pastries. But KC Blue, it's their arena. Heretics are coming in. They're going to be the upstarts. Both LEC organizations, and both LEC organizations will have a chance to get their B team in for the LEC Versus in 2026. Yes, I'm shouting early. It is bloody loud in here.
I think you're going to have a lot more shouting to do.
I think it's going to
Both of these teams are inherently very, very bloodthirsty. We have a pause. which we're going to resolve really, really
Yeah.
soon. But as you can see here, there are some shenanigans that can be built up, at least in the early game, right? Particularly with the Brom, and a lot of late invades are usually really good to try and split the map,
Yeah.
especially when the cast is going to be playing under tower. You also split the map, then suddenly you have a lot more dive action happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem is that KC Blue have infinite options, right? That's the problem. They have so many ways to play the game because they can win isolated mids, they can get push top lane early, push mids, and push bot.
Wow, this is kind of like how Yukino likes to play, right? 3 primal lanes,
Pushing lane
3
for
dominant
dive?
lanes, and then he
What?
suddenly invades.
That's definitely how they got here.
This is KC's version of casters start the game.
You know,
True.
when they're chanting and there's silence, because there's like between chants, I feel rude talking. I didn't want to interrupt them.
Don't interrupt them.
And to be fair, this is not our home, right? Like, we're guests here, the French cast going on the outside of this 4,000 person arena. And it's pretty packed, actually. Like, we're not at max value, but we are pretty close. And it would have been, I mean, I can only imagine, you know, that Spain would have been able to compete with this as well, but yeah, we're gawking a little bit. There is a bit of a pause. We'll get you an update when we can. We are just starting game 1 if you're tuning in now, so the pause unknown currently. But I do see some tech issues going over onto Heretic side, or at least the very start of it was. We'll see if we get that resolved. Meanwhile, we're dancing.
I'm looking at Yukino smiling, you know, he's feeling good.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm about to load into a game with triple prior lanes.
He knows his coach cooked. He knows his coach cooked. I think he's completely cooked them, and I think it's a terrible read from Heretics. Look, you only ever really go Alistair early on when generally you have 3 bans, okay? Alistair likes 3 bans. Poppy, Rakan, and Braum.
Well, because then you
And 2 of them
pigeonhole
are
into
up.
Rel.
Yeah, I mean, like the reality is that Alistair doesn't do well into these champs, so usually you have more to cover him.
See,
I mean, the champ's
I'm
OP,
getting mixed
but-
messages from you.
Yeah.
You said Aatrox saved the draft.
A
You're
little
saying
bit.
it's a
Not
terrible draft
really.
read.
He's just a top laner, man. Not really.
Like, Aatrox saves it a tiny bit. It's better than it could have been, but I still think it's not enough.
Okay, can I translate this?
Yeah.
It's not an FF15, but it's close.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is rough, and I feel like Kaiser as well is one of those lanes where a lot of the time, it's so hard to get through the early game in this current meta when we have these constant diving junglers, these like fast-spinning, game-weaving lethality junglers that can dive off repeat. Like,
So whenever we see a game like
man.
this, right, it's generally what you want to do is swap your AD carry with the top lane, so that you get one pushing lane, and then you can play around that.
the lights are off. Oh!
Nope.
Get the drums. They can't hear us.
They baited you. They turned them back on.
But the lights are off.
Guys! His stairs getting debated by the
they are
lights.
clicking. Oh, I knew it.
There we
No,
go.
they-
There we go.
Hey!
How did he know?
I saw lights. I've worked here before. And here we go. Finally, game 1 begins. Okay. There was a lot of conversation about the draft leading up. There's a lot of opinions on KC Blue.
Yeah, I feel like we're talking about an early Brom invade. It works really well. You split the map. Kai'Sa, Alistar have to play level 1 under their tower when the wave will push in. So now you can also threaten for a dive.
Yeah, I definitely think a map split here would be absolutely insane, and then you just have a perma-winning lane like you're saying, Trouble. And the problem is, with prios in every single lane, they're going to be able to rotate back and defend the other weak side quadrant. I don't know what your answer is here if you're Douglas. I think he's been shafted.
I mean, I love the early wards again, as you said. Other quadrant picked up for now. Yukino might just go straight to red or Raptors. Douglas is going to cross, though. Pings around, and the good mobility of Kiana means that Douglas can pull this fast, especially since Yukino hasn't gone straight for the defense.
Now, will Yukino actually go towards topside and contest those weak side camps, or will he just make it a pure
He's
map
pinging it.
split?
He's
It
pinging
looks
it.
like he's going.
He's pinging in Wolves right now. He's trying to take as many camps away from Douglas as possible, because as you can see on the minimap, all 3 of his lanes are pushing. So if he does get in trouble in his own jungle, he instantly has an extra teammate coming to him.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to manage to steal away those Wolves camps and then maybe double back down to bot side. So he is giving Douglas that Grump and the Krugs. I'm a little bit concerned of the Scion Mainter here. Might be susceptible to a gank by Douglas after this camp. But those Wolves are going to be gone.
Okay, so level 3, as you said, Wolves spotted out now, so a bit of time wasted, but Douglas can just track back over to red. Oh, not his Wolves, you know what I mean?
But look at topside. I think they're going to go for a gank. Mainter, he needs to know that this was possible, and he definitely did have the info.
Because there was no defensive wards placed down. So the biggest question is, again, does he go, okay, well, with the timing, because this is a big moment for Douglas. Knock up there, Trayson as well does a good job, and the damage might be enough as this Scion flashes away.
They have nothing.
Manta gets out the first stun, but the flash now down.
Yeah. Manta, he pops the Mundo ulti in the cookies. He's going to be fine. Has to flash away, so a regank could be great. But yeah, again, a telegraph gank from Manta doesn't get the crash, and it's a good setup by Trayson. You can earn a response. We know him very well for this, but the wave really not in a good spot. It's quite thin.
I think he's going towards enemy jungle, right? The Gromp is there. He's just in Kiana over the top of the map. He knows he's left 2 camps behind as well, so he's just farming around until potentially Exa and Piero can build up a wave and maybe threaten a dive. But I feel like level 3 Alistar, you really don't want to take your chances there.
Yeah, it looks like the early game has been fairly neutralized, right? What could have been a big disaster, I feel as if Lost Heretics have, made up for it in some ways. Now, that's not to say it has been all good. Douglas is down a bunch of CS and has lost the majority of his camps. I think so far, this is going as expected with triple prio lanes. Slowq getting push in mid. Mercy9's going to have to recall and get his tier eventually and have to, resustain himself.
The biggest question is going to be how this reset affects the game as well, right? Like, because we're expecting a bounce back in top lane, especially since Trayson is getting that hard push out. Big wave actually building there as well. KCB are maintaining this shove here as Heretics are still pushed up against
I'm looking at Yukino heading around that mid lane unseen, and I'm wondering, are you actually trying to invade for the Raptors right there? Because Douglas's Raptors just respawned, and he could take Hui and wrap around. He's actually looking for Mercy instead.
Things are going down. Mercy on low on mana. Yukino, the angle's just not there. Slowq's already pushed him out. And being the one with mana in this lane, it's easy for Slowq now to just get the shove.
Yeah, no setup for the gank with the EQ flash. Douglas is going to look for something onto Slowq.
On a ward. The wave clear is
should
here.
look for the Raptors right here if he can.
I mean, Slowq, if he dies, he'd be greedy. All he has to do is just path up. He's got the Severing Bolt. Gets in range, gets the push out, and Douglas can't do too much. Even late for this one here as Yukino defends his Raptor.
I just wish he could have beelined for those Raptors because he has his Rise first if he needs the backup, because Slowq had to push the wave out first and then back and then had no HP or mana to defend the Raptors. So Douglas just a little bit slow there with his decision making. Uses a few more seconds than he needed and loses both sides.
And then Yukino is going to be able to farm, his respawn Gromp, so he's completely happy. It's actually Douglas who has to recall, spend his gold and get his pickaxe. And in the end, it's a 12 CS lead to Yukino, 3 camps ahead.
He's the one with 200 gold as well. Quick side note, the push that we saw down in bot before was Rin getting the reset and coming back, but Exa only missed the cannon minion, came back for the rest with Valkyrie, and is still up in the lane, as we expected. We talked about the weakness of bot lane. With that shove out bot as well, it looks like Rin has lost a little bit of CS as he gets his return.
It's just so uncharacteristic to see Yukino on a champion that you can do so many things in the early game, but primarily because you have that priority, he just used that to deprive Douglas off of his camps instead of playing over-aggressive, right? If you make one mistake and Kiana gets a kill, that champion can snowball really easily. So right now, KCB, they know they have a bunch of scaling with Corki, Hui, plus Scion, so they just need to take it nice and slow.
Yeah, and now my eyes are on mid lane, right? As much as Scion recalling here is a little bit annoying, he can always get back to lane pretty easy. He's Scion.
Yep.
I'm looking at mid lane because mid lane matchup is going to get worse and worse and worse. As the poke comes through from Hui, as he gets points in his abilities, he's just going to keep Rise pushed in. Mercy isn't going to be able to roam as easily on this champion like he'd like to. And he's eventually going to have to suffer because there's no teleport available for the Rise to sustain himself.
Quick engage though, Yukino's down in bot. Rin and Kai'Sa back away. Quick heal burnt as well. And it's not going to be a cycle because it is a phase rush Alistar, not an unsealed spellbook. KC Blue, they're going to be fine though with neutralized wave. Remember, Dragon is up. Both junglers looking down here, and Yukino getting close towards level 6. He's about a camp, not even this Scuttle Crab off. 6 acquired, Cataclysm up, and Douglas is now at a big disadvantage.
He's getting invaded right here. He's blue buff as well. Slowq right behind Yukino. Douglas could be under a lot of trouble, but Kaiser and Rin have sort of sniffed this one out and they're following through.
They have flashes though, so any ulti here from Yukino won't do too much.
Kai'Sa stop out. Yukino ults anyway. Kai'Sa just bops him away, but the follow-up is good. No follow-up from Douglas. Meanwhile, at half HP, it gets even more dangerous as Heretic stuck around and the blue buff now up for grab. Douglas wants to get the steal, but the wall's in the way. Oh! Yukino brings in extra as well. KC Blood playing it blue for first blood.
The EQ flash and the chain CC from Yukino in the whole of KC Blue, that is crazy. Kai'Sa holds his flash for so long and takes a bunch of damage, but at this stage, that's the power of Braum. You can take any fight and you can win as long as you tag the enemy.
I mean, we're talking choke points with Braum, we're talking level 6 Jarvan versus level 5 Taliyah. You don't really have the tools on the side of Heretics to play those close call fights in the jungle. and they fall prey. Now 1 kill going over to Corki as well.
Yeah.
That's looking to play for the more expensive build, the Trinity into the Mana Moon later on, and feeding towards that Trinity Force much faster is insane for that Corki first pick.
When bot's already going that well as well, as you said, Trouble, like, this Corki getting ahead is great. Also sets up for the Grub rotation now. 1 second. In KC Blue get the kill, they back off, they back away, and now return. Grub's going to be started here. Douglas just hit level 6, but he's going to be late, at least to one of these Grubs.
And the thing is, you know, Mainta, he can recall an old bot lane to catch the bot side wave. So there's no real cross-map onto platings here for Rin to be able to catch up on that play.
Look at the replay now, and this is how it happened. This was deep.
The EQ
but
flash.
Not deep enough.
Yeah, Kaiser falls too far behind right there in terms of HP. Douglas walks up to try and smite his buff,
that was insane.
but it's not his buff anymore. Runs into 4 members of KCB and gets run down.
On this
There's
champion
gonna be a
for
laugh
reason.
after this. No,
I mean,
he's very serious now.
That's so much confidence, by the way, just to go. I mean, it also is trust in the fact that your comp is way better with the EQ flash, and the engage is great.
Trust in Piero as well. Piero, really big part of that play. Great Brom Shielders. We get an invade from Heretics. Using Kaiser now as well. It might be a level up, but there is an engage first. As the smite comes through, here's the supreme display of talent with the ult from Slow.
All the damage!
Better! Both junglers die. Heretics finally get one, but KC Blue looks to bring the game.
All the fog!
Mainta with the angle as well. Sent to the guillotine. Rin now called out. No support, no help. And Blue again it goes. A double over to Mainta and Sion.
And Slowq, what a savior in this particular moment. The fear to stop the combo after the Kiana ult hits his jungler buys them so much time that the Sion gets there in time. A bunch more pull comes through from Slowq, and by the time Yukino is dead, the Avengers have collapsed.
I mean, Mainta with the Bush Scion Q to take off Kaiser's head. it's so much damage all of a sudden. But the initial fight is a 2 versus 4, right? They managed to find a 1-for-1 trade in a 2 versus 4. Douglas dies, so then the Severing Bolt afterwards, and the pop from the Spiraling Despair. But here's the Fog of War Q, and it does like 500 damage. It's so stupid.
That's just Sion things. I mean, a full decimating smash, and then unfortunately Rin went for the play.
But that was a game boomer. I'm gonna be rude with you. That was a game boomer.
They're loving it. And it is a great early game to love as well. 1,500 gold leading for KC Blue. Now with that Sion as well, that we're already talking about the comp, it needs a bit of legs on it, right? It needs some time with this Rise, with this Kaiser, start doing damage. Sion ahead early, a tank in this mid game is going to be really hard to
I
deal
feel
with.
like both teams are looking to scale though, but when we're talking about scaling, it's not just raw damage numbers. We're talking about ease of execution, the range through KCB with the Wei and the Corki, the Brom defense together with the Sion is just going to be much easier for them to execute in a front-to-back scenario.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I will say though that the Aatrox, you know, and this whole composition, their mid-game spike is pretty crazy, right? Once they get to mid-game with 2 items on, for example, Kaiser, Rise will have DPS to maybe get through the Sion. The only problem with this whole theory, right, is the fact that the Sion is now accelerated, so side lane plays become really, really difficult too. When you want to play with the Rise on side lane, it's just not going to happen because he's so tanky.
Because Mainta was doing pretty well, surviving the laning phase, but Trayson actually had a CS lead, right? Still maintained there.
And that's the thing, Sion should be stronger early, right? That's how the curve goes. Sion's way stronger, like in the early game, but then Aatrox starts to get really stronger points in queue. So now, completely neutralized. That side lane play is kind of gone.
Well, let's quickly talk about what the elephant in the room is. Dragon's still not taken yet in this game. It was triple grubs for KC Blue. They've also picked up the feats of warfare in the strength department with 3 kills already on the board. Now it's about this objective, which Piero is just helping Yukino do with 3XA. Infernal down, and Douglas nowhere to be seen. He's top.
I mean, you've got no pushing lanes right here from Heretics. You're a little bit behind in tempo. A lot of the resets came after. So KCB use the numbers advantage they have on the map to take a freebie.
And there's no cross map either. No Rise ult to top lane to maybe dive the Sion because it's Sion. You know, you just can't, and so you're just
That's the problem, right? You don't dive Brom, you don't dive Sion. Hui is usually really your only option. But how do you dive Hui?
How do you get through early game, right? If you can't dive these side lanes like you're saying, like the Brom and the Sion, I mean, you're cooked, right? You're cooked. You can't bridge.
Yukino's on his path though. Let's quickly talk about bot because Douglas going to walk over a ward. This Jarvan, his level now matched here as a Profane Hydra picked up, by the way, from Douglas. So there's been a bit of catch up. I do say that though, Yukino still has almost a full XP bar. He's going to hit 9 on these Krugs, and Douglas still playing catch up, but at least has damage now as well, and maybe a pick as well. The Unbreakable up, Rin sets it up, the Glacier Fisher misses. Heal also burnt for KC Blue. That's not ideal, as Yukino now thinks about what he can do with the potential dive coming.
I mean, the dive's coming down. Bad condition for Exa. He doesn't have mana, honestly, you know, for a full combo. If he uses other spells, he won't be able to Valkyrie away, so whilst the dive isn't possible, they aren't comfortable either.
I mean, you see Hwei in Fog of War, you really cannot walk underneath this tower and start a dive, especially when Slowq is not showing anywhere on the map. Talking about him, Blackfire Torch completed, Sunfire Aegis completed for Mainter as well. So first items are starting to come through from the set of KCB, the bigger spike of them all. Trinity Force for Corki, a huge first item spike for the champion.
Yeah, again, with Thunder Sky being so strong as well, it just looks good here for KC Blue. And Dragon was taken down. We look next to Herald up in the top side at 1 minute 40.
I think one of the good lane assignments here, something Heretics can do, is actually send Ryze bot lane, but they're not going to do that. I would love for Ryze to go bot lane here, Mercy into the Sion, because Sion has built full armor. I think it'd be a great matchup, but instead what they're going to do is send Tracing down bot side just to continue the top lane versus top lane matchup anyway.
Piero's going to clear some wards. You talk about lane matchups mattering. I mean, Kai'Sa's going to help Mercy out here, put the support, but they've opened mid, essentially, with these lane swaps.
Yeah.
And again, Exa just keeps picking up turret plating. This is his third or fourth plate in the game.
And the problem is now you've just got permanent lost mid-prior. You've got permanently lost mid-prior, which means you can just rotate to side lanes with grubs.
I will say, I feel like Rin has kept up really nicely. He's got his call to cash out as well. So in terms of like how bad the Corki into Kai'Sa matchup really is and Braum actually countering the Alistar, I feel like they've gotten out of laning phase pretty alright. He's gotten his extra kill on the Kai'Sa as well. So he's at least matching the first items as Mainter's doing his best bounce impression since we can't have him in the finals.
What's dead may never die.
Yeah, Rin's definitely survived very well. They can't even look to kill him between tier 2 and 3 because he's so tanky it would take too long.
I mean, to be fair, so many people have tried with bounce as well. It's the wrong strat by far.
I think now what Mainter can do is actually just open topside, because he has so much time because he proxied so deep and look for a fight with his ulti. He has flash, ult, engage. It could be great.
Could even run it down mid as well, pending this angle. Yukon now spotted out. Supreme display of talent. Catches the KC Blue jungler. Good burst, good flash, great engagement. Flash away the top, but it's the job. Rin has to get out there with his own summoner's Mainter. Teleports in, sends down the hammer. Tracing to do his best impression on the other side, but not to kill Sion. It's a great reset.
Tracing!
They bypass Mainter. Get the rest of KC Blue. Heretics are winning the fight. Tracing took the world into his own hands.
Oh, the Q!
Mainter in front of 3 will take the others. KC Blue with revival through the top lane, and somehow that fight was a bloodbath on both sides.
It's RG versus G2 all over again. Tracing shows up and almost wins a fight that was unwinnable for Heretics. They dropped everything to kill Yukino.
It was a huge 5v5, but that Sundered Sky proc, he stabbed someone, heals 600 health. Is that balance?
Riot!
Riot! What a beast, Tracen. And this is why I'm hyping him. I think Tracen has the potential to be so good, and he single-handedly brought back that team fight.
With this fight we're about to watch again, keep an eye on the Aatrox, because I saw Heretics take the back of KC Blue's fight simply because of his angle.
I mean, they threw everything on him in the kitchen sink, right? And all he has to do is just flash out and rejoin with the EQ flash R onto Rin right there to take the AD carry instantly out. That's a 4 versus 5. And Tracen shows up and turns the fight around.
With Mercy behind him as well.
The flash Q3 and then the auto for 666 health. Completely apt. But Mainter Sion has been phenomenal with the Q angles.
You know, we talked about jungle matchup today. I'm starting to think again the top laner ain't too far behind it as well. Time for the dive, the World Ender onto Tracen, 1 versus 3, and can he hold on? The minion wave's going to be cleared out with the Herald not far behind. Maintenance getting tanked up and getting hit by the turret, but the turret now is gone. Yukino is going to get a good engage, but will he die with Sun Sky? It's hard. Engage Herald with the damage and the smash. That and the turret's going to go with it as well. That guy is crazy. As crazy as this game's quickly becoming.
It's Mario Kart. It's
How many
Mario
things were
Kart.
chasing him there?
They're both driving at Tracen, man. It's Sion and the Herald. And they run him over, but on the other side, Rin, he gets a tier 2. That's huge. He's going to be accelerated to attack. Winsus really quickly.
So where are we at? Because
where
both
are
is
we at,
going down.
Jake? Where are we at?
We are literally just sending it now. Like, both teams had their warm-up. They've gotten bored. And now these fights are unhinged. 2-item Aatrox, by the way, but we're getting 2 items across the board in a significant way, or at least getting very close to right with the Hwei, with the Corki now, with the Caulfields, setting up for the Muramana coming on. And where do you guys want to start?
I feel like Black Cleaver is a huge spike for this fight that's about to happen, right?
Well said.
You've got the triple AD with the Sion, the Javan, plus the Corki, and Black Cleaver does a ton of pen. That Cork is going to be hitting even harder, and Exa has been left alone a lot with towers in terms of tower platings, but also solo gold to feed that Corki the second item.
There it is. The biggest spike in this game, I think, in isolation for any champion is that Kai'Sa 2-item spike. And now, with Atacon spawning, I want to see Heretics beeline to that in 2 minutes' time. Just start it up, use that DPS of Ryze and Kai'Sa because you one-shot it, and then you can force a fight on your terms.
Because what's crazy is with only a single kill to match as well with a couple of deaths, and the fact that bottom laner in Rin is almost 20 CS behind, he's up in gold.
Yeah.
So it's the plating as well. It's the inner turret, the value of that in League of Legends is just so high, right? What is it, like 630, 650?
650 isolated, 650?
Isolated
per person,
for localized gold. So it's just such a big objective. It was shared by KC Blue. It was not by Heretics with a single Kai'Sa doing a job. Level 11 now as well. As you said, Aragon, that item's big. Also note that we've got the Archangels picked up by Mercy. And so with these items, we now look towards the Atakan in 115. Dragon's far away, Baron far away as well. It's Atakan for now will sit on as these teams are trying to get 2 items across the board now and get their strength for what is going to be an upcoming
I'd
fight.
like to see KC Blue kind of funnel a lot of the gold towards slow queue. I think Shadowflame is going to be a big spike to fight if they want to fight around this Atakan. And as Mentor's using his body, but he has an Ornn ult.
Force out, there's an engage onto Kai'Sa though. Bot back into the turret. What an engage! Jungler down. Heretics now trying to bring it back around. Trayston runs into Piero, but there's a shadow of despair sent out by slow queue. The Edrock slowed, held in place. Douglas the display. It's 3! It's 3 people! KC Blue quieting down, and the Heretics are loud once more.
Trayston is getting so much value out of the AoE on Aatrox with that Q1 right there. Onto the chase with the backline dive. Mainta's got to be careful.
He's still tanky enough. The minion wave's cleared away. That's the promise, or at least the purpose. Mid wave stays strong, or rather the turret. KC Blue got mid turret against Heretics, but the fight in return, I mean, Kai'Sa on this Alistar is making headway.
And you have to give it to the 2 playmakers from Heretics, Kai'Sa and Douglas, finding the angles to turn these fights around. Douglas flashing in after Kai'Sa kills Yukino, the playmaker of KCB. And again, what a fantastic, we talked about redemption for Douglas, right? Not the greatest in the LCS year that he would have hoped for. Being relegated back down to tier 2, and now not necessarily having the best game on Kiana right here because she did get put down early game, but finding these angles, finding these flashes is huge.
But you can see the comfort. We saw it in the Unicorns of Love series as well. We saw the same pick come out, and not only globally is it coming out as a priority jungler that can really make headway in the early game, it's a jungler as well that for Douglas obviously looks like one of his best right now. I always remember the carries on Vitality. That, for me, is what sold Douglas, is that he could play anything with a high skill ceiling and still pull it off.
And that's really important, right? The point is that it's a high skill ceiling comp. You all have to be on the same page because you're all diving the backline with the Kai'Sa to proc the passive proc on the backline and then kill one target. If you're not all on the same page with this composition, you're cooked. You're not going to be able to find a target to kill.
Realm Warp on the slow queue. You want to see a target? There it is. Heretics flashed him in with a Rune Prison as well. The ulti sends out Mercy's a new target. The Cataclysm in. Yukino flashes away. It gets messy, but with the TP in, Trace and Mainton now have arrived. Douglas on a new angle. Supreme display. Only gets the back by Decimating Smash. Meanwhile, Trace does it again. A 1-for-1. Yukino's now deep dunked down. And this guy on Aatrox is unbelievable. Saw, Demon, Saw. Heretics top laner on the chase. KC Blue down with 2. Douglas, the only one in the grave.
The chunks are just so crazy. The fight starts with waist so low, but it's going to continue. Atacon is on the menu here. Mercy and Rin can do so much damage.
But there's no jungler. There's no jungler. There's no smite available.
Yeah, and this is going to be very problematic, but there is a spell book on the Braum if they want to swap towards a smite and play through their Braum. But I really think you definitely, without your Hui, you cannot play for that Atakan. What they can do though is stall until Slowkill TP's back in to potentially stall that dragon.
Yeah, TP's coming through here onto midwave, but it looks like it's just going to be Heretics. Kai'Sa DPS is too much. They're going to be able to get this Chemtech dragon down, and that's going to be their second on the board.
Well, not too bad with an Alistar in the comp, but I think more so stopping that condition from KC Blue. It started out as their game, their 2,000 gold lead. And even though the Sion has been glazed here 5-0, remember all the kills being on him, ain't the same as the Kaiser and Rise.
It's the same on Heretics though. It's a battle of top laners, Trayson
That's
versus
also true.
Mainzer. Who can impact the
Trayson.
backline the most?
Trayson does not have ulti. He's walking in, no decimating smash. Maitner was waiting. Douglas now from a new angle. Supreme display of talent is up and available, but no flash to close the gap. 8k is the difference right now. Slow Q's hit, but remember KC Blue are taking the debuff. Mercy wants the face check. Decimating smash again. The zone control from KC Blue. Unreal, exceptional. The Kaiser with an angle at 4k. Great engage. Supreme display. Hits 3.
You can
the kill by KC Blue, but Trayson again in the middle. Trying to get burst down and does. KC finally find the target, but a re-engage. Unreal. Rin hits over the wall. Rin flashes over into Exa. Get the Quadra. No Penta. But he gets the ace, and Rin silences them again.
Rin spacing in this fight needs to be studied. The guy came in as the underdog, and he has been absolutely tearing apart those fights. That was a lost fight again from Heretics, and every single time a different player steps up.
An absolute 5v5 on both teams' biggest spikes, right? Heretics really want to use this Kaiser spike at the moment in the mid game, and it's the space that Trayson and Kaiser really create right here. I'm looking at the 3-man headbutt pulverize that comes through. It's just mental to buy time for Rin to be able to auto attack, get a bunch of uptime, and shred through 3xA at the end.
The lethal tempo up, the Quadra kill secured. Exa beaten down. Rin was someone I was critical coming into the series of. And what a performance in game 1 of the grand final. 6-2 and 6 now. And it's so funny, we're looking at Trayson the whole time he dies. But then another carry for Heretics steps
But
up.
that's what's crazy, that Heretics have been starting a lot of these fights. Somehow they lose them, and then a different member steps up to bring back the fights. And I feel like those teamfights have also been reflecting on the fans that we just saw. They celebrate, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. And then they celebrate, and they're like, wait a minute. They've been going back and forth this entire game 1.
And now I'm a little bit worried, right? Because Corki doesn't scale as well as the Kaiser does, and my Kaiser's ahead of the Corki.
Yeah.
So in terms of raw DPS output, I think you're falling behind now if you're KCB. They haven't squeezed it early enough because they had so good early win cons that they didn't play through.
But I think, again, we know why it wasn't squeezed early. It was really just, it felt like Trayson, it felt like Douglas set up as well.
It wasn't even just that, but I feel like Yukino has bottled it in key moments, especially in mid lane where he overextended.
He did send it a bit.
Into the backline, yeah. I don't think Yukino has piloted these fights super well and has been one of the sole reasons that KC Blue has been losing these teamfights.
Well, now Baron spawned. Dragon 2 minutes away. It'll be third for Heretics when we get there, but again, Heretics are the ones leading, and you can see, or at least feel right now, the atmosphere has dropped down in the arena. There are nerves right now going through the fans. As you see that Aatrox, that Kaiser, that Rise, all with a lot of the
I love
kit.
how you mentioned them, because such key items have been completed. Mercy with the Hourglass, so tanky, and having the extra life, but primarily the Terminus coming through the Kai'Sa, which makes her that much more powerful, but also tanky, playing so close to all of these targets that are diving Rin.
Yeah, it's super good, right? Especially into the backline dive of, like you're saying, from the Jarvan and so on. And what I'm looking at now, I think for KC Blue, what are their options? I think you have to play towards side lane, maybe? You know, you Jarvan, pop a flash in side lane onto the Rise. I think that's probably an angle, but it's pretty hard.
Don't have a designated side laner. That's my worry right here. Yes, you have Sion who never dies and can escape with flash ult or whatever else he has, but like ganking for Sion never really feels good, because then the other objective on the other side of the map is just going to get rushed by Heretics.
I think also when you have something like Realm Warp as well, like overloading sides is just so easy when, again, you have mobility, right? It's like what we talk about with Talia comps in mid-game. It's what we set up when, you know, Kaiser as well has so much dive, so much follow-up. This comp was hard, and not to sell it short, but like for Heretics in draft, you know, we're kind of saying Aragon was really mean, but me and Trouble, we were like, you know, we had some concerns, right? Because we're a bit more normal than Aragon. But the difference is they've executed it so well. Sorry, it's been a while. I just thought,
why?
I thought it was time, you know? We're in a pause. We don't know what it is right now. I'm looking over at the
sitting
players.
in the middle, looking at the fire, going back and forth.
I don't know what...
I'm a spectator.
Why the strays? You know what I mean?
I'm just here being a spectator of the strays, you know?
We're waiting for the pause to resolve, and I just thought I'd throw a couple in there because I can hear myself talk now. It's crazy.
I actually have to say, I need to give a big sorry to Heretics in this game. I think the draft was not very easy to execute. The fact that Kai'Sa got out of lane scot-free is insane. Even gold with the Corki. even with the items the entire time, but also the way they've been performing in the team fights is something else. I feel like primarily the reason why KCB came in this final as the favorites is because they beat Los Ratones so open-handedly, right? And it's because Los Ratones are so good at fighting, and they were able to beat them at that as well. So coming into this series, we're like, Heretics are good at skirmishing, but when it comes to team fighting, that's KCB.
But I feel like for Heretics, I mean, when you think about this team and what we've experienced so far, they're very good at throwing things at the wall and just seeing what sticks. Like Douglas is very good at that, repeating over and over again. I feel like the bot lane can get caught out in multiple moments, but then Kaiser can have this insane three-man pulverize and set up a play. As we're getting back into Summoner's Rift. I don't know what the pause was, but you don't need to know. It's a 26-kill game. All you need to know is that Baron's up. Everyone's focusing on top side. KC Blue are clearing out vision. Right now, they have Pro.
More than a kill per minute right now. Minute and a half, less than a minute and a half for the next Dragon. It's going to be soul point for Heretics, but also Baron. Both teams can take Baron super quick, so they need to keep vision alive around that area.
I will say Rin doesn't have flash. Now, despite him being 4 items, if he gets one shot, that is a problem, right? In terms of CC with a flash, ulti, decimating smash, you know, from main to, I think that's really, really big.
No.
There is the Yukino ultimate.
Spotted out.
I think a pick onto Rin is a win con.
But also, there's so much face-checking ability in these brushes as well. I'm just going to talk about the only one that really there is the Kaiser. So Rin as well. As Realm Walk going to be used over the wall. No. Claw comes out. I think the Realm Walk for Mercy was trying to bait it in. At least he gets out.
I think they were checking Baron, right? Because it was onto Baron. But regardless, I think the big thing is I'm really worried about the Zhonya's completion onto Rin, because then you really have no win con. I'm not sure how you make a pick onto everyone, but it's very tense right now. Around this line bush.
I feel like what KCB are doing right here is they're pretty much keeping their Baron alive. If Heretics choose to play for that soul point, for their third Dragon, KCB can absolutely run down that Baron, but they're losing in a straight A-run.
They're getting poked out here
by a Rise.
Trayson comes in over the wall. He finds Mainta. And with Redemption up as well, Heretics at full HP. Slowcube backing over the wall. The engage there into the front Sion as Maintenance flashes away. That's down. Trayson also burned his ulti. So that's one good thing for KC Blue, but if it turns into a fight, it gets worse from here. Poke out. Kaiser's ulti too. 2 big ultis of Heretics are down at the cost of health bars.
However, resets are coming through, 3 of them from the side of KCB, which gives a lot of free time because KCB have to respond to the bot lane and that Dragon will be gone. So through that, Heretics have secured themselves soul points.
Yeah, the tier 3 tower is gone because the minions from Heretics are stronger, and that wave state was continuing to develop the entire time. I think a little bit antsy from Heretics though, in terms of pushing their lead. Tried to flash forward with Mercy.
Trading them and they're short of range. That's crazy.
It is crazy, but that did cost Mercy's flash, right? Which is a win con for KC Blue, trying to find the immobile carry with a Jarvan ulti. They did try and overforce with the setup from Rise, with the Rune Prison. And that will cost them, because now, at this next Baron fight, which I think KC Blue should potentially start up, because they're not going to outscale, I think they should want to make the game volatile around here.
Well, they've done that by setting up vision and playing that Death Brush, but they're going to be spotted out yet again. Heretics look for the engage. It's Kaiser with a pick onto Piero. The wall's up, but he's cornered up against the wall. He flashes away. Stand behind me, helps him out, and Redemption will bring him back as Douglas has to flash over the wall. 3XA still does a lot of damage. It's still a 3-item Corki. KC Blue got some life, despite where the comp's going.
Redemptions are there to heal up the health bars, even though Heretics got poked, and that's going to cost them the Supreme display of talent. So now KC Blue can maybe look for a fight.
And this is the scary part, right? You have to stick around because you don't know if they're starting the Baron right here. Yukino is going to start the Baron as we speak. Now he's going to EQ out as KCB have their sights on the mid lane tier 2.
They feel confident walking up. Sion ult at melee range. There's that Zhonya's. No pick off. Rin ulti's up. Slowcube isolated. Flashes over there. Douglas gets the assassination. Yukino looking up next. He's low. Trayson has his flash, but he won't commit. Not yet. Not yet. Still in the ulti. There it is. Flash for flash. KC Blue running for their lives. Rin is pushing out mid-wave. A new target presented, but Rin's going to walk towards the team. And now Heretics with 5. Think about the Baron. Oh, there's a turn. Piero face-checking. Piero face-checking and dying. There's another one for Heretics to tick it off.
And now it's time for Baron, because now it's a 5 versus 3 without the engage and without the guy who pokes them out. Mainter is going to try to play a wall in front of them.
Health bar? I don't know. Where's the Baron health bar? It doesn't matter. Mainter's going to die, or at least get close to before the deed is done. Yukino coming in with GA. Get the double stomp. He's resurrecting, though, as he comes up with a GA. The health bars are low. The poke coming out. Yukino's still dead. I don't know why France are cheering. They're getting bodied still.
Kaiser is an absolute monster this game onto the Alistar, catching Exa as he's about to decimate Heretics, and the individual talent for Heretics in this game is shining
Are they
through.
watching the same game we are?
What was crucial there for KC Blue in terms of saving the game for them was that it was the variant of Baron that does so much true damage to the people starting it. Heretics took 20% of their maximum health in terms of true damage instantly because it was a hunting Baron. And so the fight was playable by KC Blue. It wasn't a great situation, but it saves it.
Get a bit of gold off mid turret as well. At least KC must be cheering for the fact that, again, Baron stopped. That's the core responsibility that they walked in there to take. Mainter again, hard to kill, takes a lot of effort, but Yukino just sent it. Got fed up of laying back, and now Baron still sits there. Dragon in 2 more minutes, but Baron still has to be the biggest question here. With a lot of those ults we saw coming back up, namely Douglas's, Yukino's as well.
I think the big thing is that all the flashes were burnt, and now playing the raw front to back for KC Blue is really, really hard, where you have your front line in the front and the back line in the back. What happened there was the flank really forced KC Blue into a horrible situation, meaning they had to flash into Douglas, and then they got one pot.
Now, just a quick side note for our English audience, if you can hear me. In France, the blackout bar for a summoner is actually the wrong way around. So you'll notice Rin splash here, 3/4 of the way off cooldown. It has not just come on cooldown.
That's so confusing.
So it is very confusing. I noticed this last time. I'll show you in a second.
I still don't get it.
I'll show you in a second. All that matters right now is Mercy pushing the side lane. Baron's still a question mark, but bot lane control is shifting gears because Dragon, that soul for Heretics, seems to be the next
I
step.
feel like Heretics are in control of the map. They're pushing bot lane. They can TP the Rise. They can ult the Rise into a fight if one breaks out. They have full control of the bottom of the map, which is their soul, as you very well mentioned. And they can also take that Rise to ult towards that Baron, which, by the way, has no health.
Is it on 10k? Is it on 15k? We have no idea, but they don't have that much damage. Corki doesn't offer that much DPS, so I'd imagine around 12k right now, 10k.
I mean, the poke, they spotted out Heretics, I don't know.
Oh, on the side.
Mystery
6K,
Baron.
5K.
Okay, there it is, down the bottom left hand of your screen. I was wrong
It's
about
gone.
the flashes.
It's gone.
So Douglas doesn't have it up to get over the
Douglas!
wall. The steal, no! Supreme is played on the way out. Piero, the only one called out. There's Grayson with the ulti. Yukino gets out. Piero, Sacrificial's main now, gets the trade. Now for Kaiser, he has to do a lot of work, keeping KC Blue from re-engaging. Decimating Smash. The ulti not sent out, the fear instead. And KC Blue get the Baron from under Heretics' nose.
And the most important part, they also stopped Soul from going over to the side of Heretics. They're gonna push that mid lane wave and head straight towards the bot side river. Douglas would have to flash through if he wants to play for the 50-50 smite.
I think it's gonna be KC Blue's Dragon. But did my Scion full tank just one-shot assassinate Rin? No?
I feel like yes.
Okay, I'm taking a break into you. Corki was there and Quay was there.
Okay.
Come back.
Because I was about to riot again.
Now, Dragon goes
they're going
down.
for Rice. Mercy 9 can ulti out though, no?
They stop the smite, but now KC Blue changed the fight to top lane onto Mercy, the level 18 Rise, Severing Bolt, tags him out, Piero's there, flushes into the waiting arms of the Korean support. 3XA here as well, but the Rise
Douglas!
goes golden. Douglas, meanwhile, recovers the fight, gets over the wall, trying to kill 3XA. Kaiser gets the stun up, 3XA is down. Douglas now in the pit with 2 members.
Grayson
is coming in as well. Stun not there. Ulti from Rin finds the back end. Slow Q's out of the woods as well as now for the top laner. He ain't got no support. KC went up for the fight, but they overreached.
Those team fights are beautiful. You see Mercy flash there to enable the phase rush onto the Braum, run towards his team, knew he has the Hourglass to buy them time, and then the Avengers from Heretics assembled to take down KC once again.
And that's the big thing, right? It's the counterplay from Heretics to stop the side lane collapse from KC Blue and to play it so that you end up killing 3 of the KC Blue players. Now you have no Baron timer to be able to siege and maybe get those tier 2s.
They are just getting hit away though. Supreme display does nothing. Yukino gonna get out of there. Tracing comes in from the wing. Mid turret finally falls at 34 minutes into the game, but there are no objectives up. Now it is stalemate. Now it is a sit and wait. 2.5k still the lead. Heretics still have the majority of this game, but as you see, KC Blue are really playing with their time well. I was also wrong about the flashes, now that you can hear me. Last time I cast EMEA Masters, it was in reverse, so like the blackout bar would fill up fully and then flash would be off cooldown. I'm a bit of a spitter today.
But now it's just anti-clockwise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is still weird. because it's normally not anti-clockwise, but it's fine.
Anyway, just when Flash is there, ladies and gentlemen, just look at it. Ignore my my problems for today. I was wrong. We can take a deep breath. I mean, it's a 38 kill game in 35 minutes. It has been chaotic to say the least, but we are to 3-4 item territory. We are full
Look at
item
that
rim.
GA, man. Yeah, look at it.
You can dive in.
That's really rough. I mean, he's going to dive in, and then it's... How do you punish him? Your Jarvanol's going to be worthless because he's just going to res.
However, you have 2.5 minutes of pure stall from both teams. I feel like for KCB, it's so important to regain some vision inside their own jungle so they can push out their waves a little bit more safely. And for Heretics, they want to choke that vision out themselves, right? They don't necessarily have the easiest of face check right here, Heretics, but they do have pretty good wave clear, especially with the Rise going towards the bottom of the map. You'll see Mercy now grouping up, looking to see if they can find anyone walking that ramp of death.
If there's nothing to fight for, why not just fight it?
Yukino!
Just went over the wall. It's a free ult for Douglas, a free GA. In a group, Tracer now takes on the rest of the team. Flashes away though. He gets shut down. A big burst. Yukino tries to flash out, but he will be the trade. 4 for 4 left standing as the AoE senator from Slowq is taking care of business, but Kaiser does it again. Rin ulti's in the back, takes Slowq, kites away from Piero. The Kaiser has no fear. They riled up again, but Rin is carrying a double. It's going to be a triple. It's going to be Mainta who runs for his life, but Rin is going to do that as well. Finally, Heretics look to seal the deal. There's no objective up, but another one fight is just showing you what this is. That ult from Douglas was kind of rubbish.
All right, this is why Sion has a 90% win rate at Worlds. I mean,
he's going to die now. He wasted a lot of time, by the way, and
the angle,
and it's not just time. No.
The whole stadium cheering from Mainter. However,
I am sorry.
However, Rin wears the skin and plays like the player who created it. No fear. Kaiser and Rin have found over and over again engages into the backline.
Yo, did he just drift between the Nexus and the Nexus towers? I have never seen that angle. That was phenomenal driving by Tracer. Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a cool play, but what does it all mean? Mainta's gonna have to burn his teleport to come back in, or maybe he needs to get out. It exposes KC Blue. Douglas picks up that kill. Soul's up in 25 seconds, and they don't have a support for 40.
Kaiser has been incredible this whole game. I mean, I sound like a broken record right here, but he's been finding pick after pick after pick. He's been turning around fights for Heretics right here, and they've got sole control of that bot side river. 5 versus 4 in favor of Heretics, and this is going to be sole for the Spanish team.
Chemtech Soul Aatrox. I gotta say, I don't want to play against that. That's rough. With the redemptions and the healing, I fear Trayson might be a bit unkillable in upcoming team fights.
Yep.
It's pretty broken.
Especially with that Death Dance coming up 4th as well. As we get a GA on another Angel of the team, but Baron's now spawned. Heretics have priority here, and even though Exit gets the push up in top lane, as you can face checks here, Heretics are getting the vision first. Rin is feeling confident to go deep. Again, that GA still up and available. And all the tools, in fact, up and available with flashes on mid-jungle here for Heretics back up.
How do you cut through the health bars when below 50% health they have so many resists from that Chemtech Soul, and you really only have I think it's going to be so hard for KC Blue to win team fights, and they think so too, so they're starting it up instantly.
If anything, I have seen this wave come to do miracles!
Mainta misses Rin, ulti's out that GA, now going to be popped, jumping in from Yukino. It's dangerous, but Douglas brings it back. A supreme display, holds the fight at its knees as Trayson rolls in and brings Rin right back into the fold. I'm sorry, mother of KC, it's not what you want until the decimating smash. No, even that won't be enough. Hold steady as Maintenance going to stand here, and we're just going to body it. Oh, we do this once again. Heretics have a rise. They got some damage down. Maintenance going to try and run around. Slowq there to help out. But Heretics, it's a 3 for 2.
In these fights, you'd expect Heretics to wipe KC Blue and then end the game, but because Mainta's so damn tanky, he can always get the wave before he dies.
I will say, Slowq right there on the way showed why this champion is so damn scary. I've seen teams 10,000 gold down in this EMEA Masters when their Hwei hits 4 items onwards. it becomes really difficult to walk through choke points. So what has KC Blue done really well around this Baron is that they guard their choke points with the Wave. That's exactly what happened with the round.
KC Blue don't have that much damage. The AD carry is dead, so starting this up is going to be slow.
Mercy doesn't have flash, but he has the Realm Warp to get over the wall. Excuse me, that's also on cooldown. Trayson, his ulti would need to guide him, but KC Blue are going to back off. As you said, it was slow. They're not going to be able to sneak a Baron for the second time in this game, in this series, starting with a 40-minute banger. It ain't over yet. It's weird how scaling is a conversation, they're not.
Trayson, he's getting caught a little bit.
Needs to get out from the Cataclysm. He starts off there. KC Blue with a pick. Trayson trying to glide it out. The top laner who's been so reliable now gets Severing Bolton, runs away. The rest of Heretics can't fix his mistake. Shut down on the top laner. That guy was way too deep.
I mean, if you're not hitting, you're not healing. Trayson just gets picked. I'm not sure what was going on there. Maybe he was trying to prep a flank on this Nash stop, but he's on vision. He gets caught and gets run down. And now, without TP, Trayson's not going to arrive at this Nash for ages. KC Blue should be able to start this up.
And it's also very scary to face check straight into a Sion.